Good afternoon, dear students, and welcome back to our today's online class. We are studying about amorphous forms of carbon. We know that there are two forms of carbon. They are crystalline form and amorphous form. So we have already discussed about crystalline form, and we are in the middle of amorphous forms of carbon. So let us continue our today's class. Amorphous forms of carbon. There are different forms of amorphous form of carbon, and that includes charcoal, lamp black, gas carbon, coke, and coal. And we have discussed about charcoal, lamp black, as well as gas carbon. Now in our today's class, we are going to discuss about coke and coal. So let us see what is coke. Coke is the amorphous form of carbon which is obtained as a residue. Residue means remaining during the destructive distillation of coal, and it contains about 95% of carbon. Now, destructive distillation means heating of any substance in the absence of air. So coke is obtained by the destructive distillation of coal. This is how it is done. So powdered coal is heated to high temperature in the absence of air, as a result of which we get coke. The black residue which is left is coke. Now this is the reaction. Now when we do the destructive distillation of coal, the volatile impurities, they get removed away, they escape in the form of gas, and the residue which is left is a black colored coke. So this is how coke looks like. Now let us see properties of coke. Now, it is a black porous substance that burns without smoke. So when we burn coke, we do not get any smoke. It is a bad conductor of heat and electricity, and it is a good reducing agent, which is this property of coke is used in the extraction of metals. Now let us see some important uses of coke also. Since it is smokeless, it is used as a household and industrial fuel. It is used as a reducing agent in the extraction of metals such as zinc and iron from their ores. Now zinc and iron, when they are converted, initially they are converted into their oxides to extract them from the ores. Now these oxides are then reduced with the help of coke, so that oxygen gets removed and the metal remains in the pure state. It is also used in the manufacture of carbon monoxide, which is another important compound of carbon and oxygen. It is also used in the manufacture of fuel gases such as water gas. Water gas, we have already discussed about water gas. Now water gas is a combination of carbon monoxide and hydrogen, and it is a type of fuel. And also a producer gas. Again, it is a mixture of carbon monoxide and nitrogen. So these mixtures, they can be used as alternate fuels. So these are some of the important uses of coke. Now let us see another amorphous form, that is coal of carbon. Coal is the elemental carbon mixed with varying amounts of carbon compounds and is usually black or brown in color. Elemental carbon means the element carbon. When carbon mixes with some other compounds containing carbon compounds, like it can be carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. So when these compounds gets mixed with element carbon, then that form of carbon is known as coal. It can be either in black or brown in color. Now coal were formed when dead plants were buried under the ground millions of years ago, and with the high pressure and the temperature of the core of the earth, they got compressed and they got converted into coal. So it is due to the combined effect of high pressure and temperature of the earth, these buried plants got converted into coal, and it took millions of years for the coal to get formed. Now there are various types of coal depending on the percentage of carbon present in them, and they are anthracite, bituminous, lignite, and peat. This is an example of how an anthracite looks like. This is bituminous. This is how a lignite coal looks like, and finally this is how a peat coal looks like. So there are 4 types of coal. Let us see some uses of coal also. It is used as a fuel. Most of the amorphous form of carbon are used as fuel. They burn with releasing huge amount of energy. It is used in the production of coke. Now when coals are burned, the residue which is left is coke, and the process which we normally follow is destructive distillation. It is used in the generation of electricity. So coal are burned inside huge chambers, burners, and the energy which is produced is converted into electricity. And this electricity is used for different other activities where electric current is necessary. It is also used to manufacture compounds such as dyes, waxes, and oils. Now, these are some of the examples of dyes and waxes. So these waxes are even used to color our hair, to color other substances. It is also used as a thin coat to make our substances waterproof, and they are also used as dyes for different other coloring agents. It is used to produce liquid and gaseous fuel also. Gaseous fuels such as, first it is used to make water gas, then these water gas are further treated to make liquid fuels or gaseous fuels. So these are some of the important uses of coal, and we also discussed some of the important uses of coal. And with this we finish all the amorphous forms of carbon. And based on today's learning, you have your today's assignment number 1. You have to answer 2 questions. Question number 1, how is coke obtained? And question number 2, write any 3 uses of coal. We'll continue our class learning on carbon. We have other forms of carbon also. Now we will be discussing about different compounds of important compounds made by carbon, and that we will discuss in our next class. So until we meet next time, stay safe and do all things well.